Hi, my name's Aaron. This is my vlog. I wrote a book. That's the short version. The long version is this. I'm going to talk about publishing today. Now, don't click away. I know. Oh, what? I'm going to talk about publishing. But the reason I'm going to talk about publishing today is I'm going to talk about the choices I made were primarily for you, the reader. And I know that sounds really weird and kind of like passive aggressive, and it's not. But I want you to understand why I went the route I did, because it's, in the end, for me, it's about the reader and not about me. So it's 2024. Let's back travel, get in our DeLorean or our TARDIS, depending on your preference, go back to 2000s. And I use the 2000s as a measuring point because I am born in the analog and have become accustomed to the digital as it has been introduced, and I become almost kind of dual knowledgeable of those two worlds. So in the 2000s or before, publishing would work. You would send your manuscript to an agent. The agent would shop it around to the houses, if the agent took interest in it, and shop around to the publishing houses, the major and the minors, or the self-publishing if they existed at that time. And that house would then say, okay, yeah, we like this book, or oh, no, we don't want it. If they liked the book, they would then talk contracts. They would talk advances if that was their ability. They would also then talk, hey, we get first look at your next novels if we agree to publish this. There was contract signed, money was exchanged, things happened, and the books were put out into the world. Fast forward to 2024, and the publishing world has changed dramatically. It is almost like the Wild Wild West, it feels. And if you're singing the Wild Wild West song from the movie Wild Wild West by Will Smith, then kudos to you. You're on my track of mind. If you're not, it's okay. I forgive you. But, you know, it happens. Songs are my brain. Moving forward. So in 2024... 7 years ago, I'd started writing the book, and then now 7 years later, I'm publishing it. Initially, my editor suggested that I try and shop it around to some, because she kind of had the idea of like, hey, this might actually catch someone's attention. Well, there's one or two websites where you go to do this process, and they cost money, surprisingly, and I had some of the summer available to do this, but I also had other things going on. And as a teacher, sometimes you work during the summer, sometimes you're doing things, you're traveling, things are happening. I started the process of submitting my book to agents through the website that I had been directed to. And I submitted it kind of haphazardly because I didn't have the time to be able to do a really good cover letter and all that stuff. And again, that's on me. There's no like, oh, what was me? Oh, no. No, that's not the case here. It's totally on me. I got 3 rejections back. And so at that point, I think life was coming back into speeding back up. We're going back into school prep and all these kinds of things. And I had to decide, do I really want to go the direction of getting myself, finding an agent, and the story of J.K. Rowling's repeated submissions, the hundreds of submissions, and other people's hundreds of submissions to try and get the attention of an agent and a publishing house eventually, kind of echoed in my mind. And I had to make a decision. I had to decide, do I want to pursue what felt like notoriety and legitimacy, or did I want to pursue the joy of writing something and having it professionally edited and getting it out there on my own with my own, advertising or whatever marketing working it. Now, a publishing house is going to have a huge marketing department or a significant marketing department, or at least a competent marketing department that's going to be able to get into bookstores, into the media, into the world, and your message, your book will be out there, depending on the veracity of their department and the size of their budgets, etc. What I had to decide was, did I want to try and pursue that and fight for that, and however long it took for me to get their attention, or was I just happy to get the book out to audiences and to readers? This is where you come in, reader. I thought about it for a good solid week. And I realized that I'm 41 years old. I'm a teacher. I'm going to be teaching for a long time. And I love teaching. I love what I do. I don't have a desire to try and seek the notoriety or, quote unquote, the legitimacy that I, in my head, thought that would get me. So I researched the Amazon profile, the Amazon system, the Amazon mechanics, and I said, you know what? I've got a couple of short stories I uploaded on Kindle over the years. Let's go for the publishing route. And it was basically rock and roll from there. I formatted. They have a Kindle program that you format your manuscript for all the publishing options. I figured it out. It took me some time. I made some mistakes, but I said, you know what? I'm going to go this way. The thing about Amazon is that royalties are pretty easily calculated. They only take the money out of the purchases that are made of your book, of the amount that cost to produce the book. And for paperbacks, it's pretty affordable. So you can price point your various Kindle, paperback, and hardback books in a certain amount to get yourself a certain amount of royalty per book. We'll see if my pricing system pans out, if people are okay with it, or if they're going to be like, it's a little too much. We'll see. But the reason why I did it is because I wanted to get it out to you as soon as possible. Because the story is finished. The story is written. The story is done. I'm ready for it to be out. And I freely own and admit that it's my impatience and my unwillingness to take the time to do the thing with an agent and find one that'll take it, and then wait for the agent to hopefully find a house that'll take it. And who knows how long that takes. It could happen instantaneously, and it could take years. And in 2024, am I willing to wait that long to get that story out there? This time the answer was no. But maybe this book catches fire, metaphorically. Maybe this book, somebody notices and says, ooh, this is a cool book. I like this book. I think we should talk to this author about his next novels being a part of what we do here. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe you have a editor friend, or sorry, not an editor friend, maybe you have an agent friend, and you're like, man, this author, he's really cool. You should check him out. He might be he's got other books he says he's got. Like, maybe that's what happens. But if it doesn't, I'm happy where I am. I'm happy doing what I do as a teacher. And I'm content to write on the side. I'm content to create these imaginary, fantastical worlds, both real life that we're used to, but also fantastical dragons and wizards and unbelievable worlds that are beyond our comprehension, that will make your brain go, wow. That's why I'm self-publishing right now. Will that change? Who knows? But for now, I want you as the reader to know, I want you to buy my book. And I'm doing this because I have this innate need for it to be read. And I have this innate need to have my story out there. And whatever happens after that is not in my control. So buy my book. I'll put the links down again. Tomorrow we'll have another vlog. We'll have another vlog on Saturday, we'll have another vlog on Sunday, and Monday, the 15th of January, my book, my debut novel, is here. I'd be delighted if you would read it and give me some feedback and rate it and encourage others, if you liked it, that, hey, you should pick this book up by this new author, because stories matter. Every single person's stories matters, and we should read all of them to have an understanding of our world. My name is Aaron. This has been my vlog. If someone hasn't told you recently, I love you and I like you just the way you are. We'll see you on the next one.